Hello again, YouTube. Back with you. This is not another Glock video per se, nor is it a holster review video, but rather what night sights or what are your favorite night sights and why. I want you to post it in the comments, be nice, but give us your opinion and why you like your particular night sights. Non-Glock shooters are welcome to participate, as other firearms also employ night sights. I just happen to be a Glock lover. Specifically, I was trying to figure out what night sight to go with on my Glock 30S. I'm going to talk about what I've got on my 19, which is a 9mm, my 36, which is 45 ACP, my Glock 21 and 45 ACP, and then the new one, the Glock 30S. Let's put the camera down with as little jiggle as possible and try to get it on frame. And then I'll try to hold these things up in frame and talk to you about what I have on my particular pistol. Lot to choose from out there in terms of night sights. You've got your Glock offers night sights, which, as I understand, don't know this for a fact, but I've been told that they're made by Meprolight. Meprolight also makes and markets their own night sights. You have Trijicon traditional night sights. You have Trijicon high definition night sights. You have True Glow tritium outlined fiber optic night sights. You've got Big Dot tritium night sights. You've got quite a bit to choose from. I'm just naming a few. There are others as well. I apologize if I didn't name yours. But about, this is my Glock 19. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I installed traditional Trijicon night sights. It's not going to show up on camera per se, nor will I be able to turn off the lights and show you what they look like in the dark. There are other videos on YouTube that show you that. Just real quick, you know, you've got your traditional Trijicon night sights that have a tritium insert in the front post and in the two rear. So in the daylight right now, you're looking at a 3-dot system, three-dot white dot system. It's a partridge for those knowledgeable in gun iron sights. It's called the partridge system, where you have your rear notch and front post, and then they have a contrasting elements, in this case with your 3 dots. At night, with the lights off, they glow a somewhat of a green, all three. It's the best color I would describe it as. There are, again, other videos that show you that in pretty good high definition camera modes can show you that. But that's not what I wanted to talk about here, as I quickly transition, or not so quickly transition, to the Glock 36. I think was the next pistol that I put night sights on. This time I went with Meprolight sights, and again, you're going to just see in the daylight or in light, it's a 3-dot system. But in the dark, the Meprolight offers the option. You can have all 3 green, your rear and your front, all 3 dots illuminating as green tritium night sights, but they also offer, Meprolight does, a green front and then a yellow rear, so you get a bit of a contrast, and I do prefer that over the standard Trijicon night sights, which were all green. Much easier to pick up that front sight when it's a contrasting color at night. My Glock 21 was next. I didn't do research on the web as much as I went and talked to a friend of mine at the gun shop I frequent, and he highly recommended these. Showed me these on his firearm. I loved them, and just great for daylight use in particular. And these again are Trijicon high definition night sights. I hope you're able to see that. The front sight being in this case, they offer them in orange or yellow. And then the rear is a U-notch. Hopefully that can, you can see that on other videos or on Trijicon's website. But the rear is a U-notch with smaller dots, and these are actually tritium inserts for the night sights. So you really get a good sight picture in the daylight with either the orange front or the yellow front. And then at night, all three are green. The tritium green glowing illuminated 3-dot system. So again, it's a trade-off. I'm not necessarily having as great a contrast as I like when I use the Meprolights, which have that front sight in green and the rear in yellow. But on the other hand, again, it doesn't show up well here, but during daylight use, this high definition front post is just awesome. So I guess you've kind of figured out what I went with, or where I'm heading with that when I talk about what I went with my Glock 30S. And that is it. I went with the Trijicon high definition night sights. Again, because I just love that daylight use. I've not shot with the orange. I've had people tell me the orange is even easier, or provides a faster target acquisition than this glowing yellow. I guess to each his own. I preferred the yellow. One thing I do like about the Trijicons versus their standard Trijicon night sights is the high definitions. They sit back further on the slide, gives you just a fraction longer of a sight radius. You're getting an entire slide's worth of sight radius, and I do like that U-notch with basically a black face to it, more of a traditionalist 1911 target sight picture with the very prominent front post sight. One thing though is, and again, not knowing if this is showing up well, but the front post on the high definition night sight is just slightly higher. And again, that's why I get into the being aware of, like I said, this is not a holster review, but you know, you've got to be aware of, especially in the case of the True Glow with the fiber optic front sight, because you can damage those more so than just hitting your post in the holster. But that's the Glock 19 gun is unloaded, and it's probably not showing up well on camera, but you have adequate clearance. The Glock 30S, again, because of the style of holster, works well there. In the holster specifically for the Glock 30S, I got all the room in the world there, so I'm not least bit worried about that slightly higher post. But you do need to be aware of that, because if you are going to use, say, this leather holster I use, it's a cross-draw holster when I'm taking my Glock 21 with me when I'm hunting, it does fit snugly in there, and I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but it is up against that leather, and you are dragging leather out when you unholster your firearm, but it's a soft leather, and it's not not going to damage that front sight. But you do need to be aware of that. I've also got on the table, hidden here somewhere, my weapon light. And just thought I'd get your quick opinion too while I'm asking for comments in the video. Is obviously, and I don't have the capability of filming this for you, but when I was camping with my boys, we had in this little discussion. First off, you still need night sights, even if you're using a weapon light, because the weapon light illuminates your target, but does nothing for you if you just got your factory installed Glock sights. But night sights now, you're able to pick those up and see your illuminated target. But the question or discussion we were having, my boys and I, is the best way to do this at night. And I haven't done any research to see what the quote-unquote experts say. But one train of thought is you turn the light on, acquire your target, get your sight picture on target, give your voice commands if you're going to, or if you're already engaged in that in a firefight, or whatever the case may be. You then take your light off and fire your weapon, so that you're not providing a target for them, illuminating yourself by having your light on. Then again, the other train of thought is you just turn your light on and engage and continue to have the light on, and may the best man win. I don't mean it that way either, but in a life or death situation. So I'd be kind of curious to hear your thoughts on use of the weapon mounted light on, acquire your target, get your sight picture, turn it off and engage, or leave it on and engage. These also have a strobe feature, which I'm sure is causing my camera, which is my smartphone, significant issues. It's the Streamlight TLR1S. I like that strobe feature. Maybe that's the other way you could go, and then leave that on. So a couple different ways to go. I need to do some more practice with that before I would feel comfortable carrying. But again, back to the holster presentation and the height of your front post. We are fine in this particular holster for my Glock 21 with its weapon mount. If I think of anything else, I'll add it to the video description. If I catch any mistakes when I look this over, I'll annotate and stick in the little pop-ups. But post in your comments what your opinion is on what night sight works for you. Thanks for watching.